Happy holidays. Today I want to talk about Hyperliquid with their Hype coin. It's been a lot of hype, pun intended, around this token here, this project. And it's a new L1, kind of different, not like your Solanas and Ethereums and all of that, but it does play in the L1 space. And I want to take a deeper look into this one to see if it was worth an investment. So let's take a look at Hyper and see where it's headed for 2025. So yeah, I've been hearing about this one, and I just want to see what was really the deal about this. Could this have the Solana potential of this bull cycle? Let's see. So looking at coin market cap, Hyperliquid sits at number 22 at $24.97. For the past 24 hours, just like the total crypto space, we've been seeing a dip. So almost 8% dip. But we look at the market caps at 8.3 billion, so it's not a small cap at all. It's pretty big. And we look at the trading volumes about 339 million, so not too shabby. Now let's take a look real quick at the chart. So this is a fairly new coin, right? This launched like in November, so not it's too for a coin that launched in November to have 8 billion market cap is pretty decent. But if we look at the all-time high, just looking at this chart here, was around 34 bucks, give or take. And now it's come down a little bit. So we're, at this 27 mark. So not too shabby, right? So what's Hyperliquid? What do they do? So basically they're a trading platform. So if you want to trade, especially for the degens, if you're trading leverage, this is probably for you. But the difference between this and Binance and KuCoin and the like is that it's decentralized. It's not a centralized trading platform. So that is their niche. That's where they want to play. So if we look at the total, well, let me go back here. I want to show you something real quick with the market cap. Market cap, according to CoinMarketCap, is 9 billion, and the fully diluted market cap's at 27 billion. So that just means that we have some inflation coming, right? And we'll get into that a little later. But if we look at where it is as far as the other L1s, and these other L1s are different just because they have, dApps, they have a more grown ecosystem. Again, this is a fairly new project, so it's going to take some time for that to develop. But, a little different, but they can consider themselves an L1. Right now, you see, and I just want to see as far as X's, if this bull run goes crazy, you want to find those smaller projects that have some room to grow, right? 5, 10x. And we look at it compared to Solana. Solana has a market cap of 90 billion, ADA 31 billion, Avalanche 15 billion, Toncoin 14 billion, Sui 12 billion, and Hyperliquid is down at 8.4. So, can they get to like a Toncoin, right? So yeah, I could see that. 15. Avalanche is at 15 billion. Can get to that, possibly. I mean, crypto, you have a lot of degens. A lot of people play leverage. And if you play that angle, then this fits right into that, right? These are the leverage trading platforms. And the one that I hear that's pretty popular right now is MEXC. Bybit, Forex. And what makes this a little bit more appetizing or appealing to me is that no KYC, right? Decentralized. Most of these other projects here, there's KYC. And if you want to stay below the radar, not financial advice, and I'm not saying that you do that, but if you're, apprehensive about KYC, then this is probably the project for you. So the founder or co-founder, Jeff Yan, and we'll get into his background a little later. Basically, he said, you like something that's centralized that you'd rather not have to trust. There is this thing, Hyperliquid. Fundamentally, nothing is borrowing the same liquidity, tight spreads, instant confirmations, epsilon gas, basically gas to the extent of preventing DDoS. But the chain itself can handle tens of thousands of orders per second without an issue. Everything's transparent. It's on the blockchain, and everything is a transaction. So here's a little bit about the background. The co-founder, he is a Harvard grad. Looking at his experience, he was an algorithm developer for Hudson River Trading, software engineer intern for Google for about 4 months, and he graduated with a degree in mathematics and computer science. So he is not anonymous. He's out there. He's pushing it. So I like that. I don't like these anonymous founders. So what makes this special? Aside from being decentralized, KIC issue that we talked about, the slippage, slippage. High slippage can occur as decentralized platforms tend to rely on a mechanism called AMMs, which is automated market makers and liquidity providers. These mechanisms, while effective, sometimes produce high slippage scenarios in volatile markets, which is a cause for concern for most traders. And they use as an example GMX. But here, what they have, um, they have order books. Order books is a method of matching buyers and sellers of an asset, typically used in traditional financial markets such as the stock market for their efficiency, price transparency, and low slippage. However, this method is typically not used in decentralized crypto markets because of a high amount of liquidity is needed in order to make order books effective. Hyperliquid positions itself as the go-to hub for on-chain traders who want both the benefits of trading on centralized platforms and the anonymity of control of trading on decentralized platforms. So that's what separates them from the likes of GMX is the slippage. Apparently, when you use this, it's a little bit less. So if you're someone who's doing a high volume as far as trading goes, this is concerning. And this is probably a good thing for you. Now, they have the Hyperliquid stack, and just looking at what they have planned here, they have basically is built on the Hyper BFT. They have oracles that assist with the price feeds, spot trading coming, perps, borrowing and lending coming as far as DeFi goes, auctions, native stable coins coming, governance, and that's what the Hype coin is used for mainly. They have vaults, bridges, so interoperability is coming, and more dApps. So that's the plan. Again, this is a very new project, and to see this much activity, it resulted from one main thing. They had a big airdrop last month, November 29th, I believe it was. And the airdrop kind of blew up and pushed their name out there, and the rest is history. But, obviously they still have things coming. The ecosystem's not that big yet. Right now, the main focus is trading. But let's take a look at the website itself. So you see here, I have it as an example, Hype versus USDC stablecoin. And if we go down here just to see what assets they have that you can trade, they have everything pretty much. All the important ones at least. WIF's on here, Turbo, Solana is on there, Say, all of them. Render, Pith, you see right next to it, there's Spot, there's 5X, 3X. So if you're into that type of stuff, here, this is for you. It's pretty easy. I'm not a trader type of guy. I don't deal with this. But if this is your cup of tea, you might want to check them out. Now, let's take a look at DeFi. So DeFi, they are sitting at number 8. Number 8. Obviously, to trade and do all of that, you need liquidity. They are number 8 with 1.7 billion. 1.7 billion, guys. A project that just launched about 2 months ago, mainnet wise, 1.7 billion. That's above Sui, that's above Avalanche, Aptos, Polygon, all these other players that have been around for a minute, above Cardano. So, I think this project's here to stay. It's not one of those fly-by-night type projects in a rug pull. They have a use case, a serious use case, so what separates them from others. And, it's popular, especially in the crypto space. Now, if we look at the tokenomics, that's something that gives me some pause. About 37% has been unlocked so far. 37%. Now, let's go back here and see what the total supply is. Max supply is going to be 1 billion. And so far, as far as what's released, 330 million, 333 million. So we got a lot coming. So the last release was, let's see here, for 373 million. That's the last release. And then if you see here, this is according to Token Unlocks. They changed their name to Tokenomics. But their inflation, just look at that, right? No deflation at all. And the next unlock is scheduled for, let's see here, December. Oh, wow, it already happened. So we already had 2 unlocks so far. So there was a previous unlock November 29th, 2024. And at that point, 373.12 is unlocked. And then the emission, I'm sorry, I had that all wrong. So that emission is until then. And then after that, the next unlock is going to be November 29th of 2025. So that's next year. So that's not too bad. It's a slow release, although there's a lot to be released. It's slow. So again, just because I confused some people, December 25th, right? Um, previous event, sorry, November 29th of 2024. And then the next one's going to be November 29th of 2025. So it's just in time for this bull cycle, right? Peak bull is going to happen next year if history shall repeat. So that means we're looking at first, second quarter, a little bit of third quarter of 2025 is when things should go bananas. And if this holds true and these hold, this is locked and they won't release until November 2025, this thing has some room to move. It really has some legs. Looking at socials, about 154,000 followers so far. Yeah, it's high trading and everything like that, but when you look at socials, not that many people are following it. So let's see if there is any respected people following this right now. Will Clemente's following them. Toli from Solana's following them. So, it's still, the hype really hasn't really hit them yet. For a project that's doing this much as far as total value locked and the space that they play in, that's pretty interesting. Looking at Telegram, not too much, right? They're only about 8,900 subscribers, so nothing there. So socials, they have some work on. But again, they just came out last month, and we'll see how this project progresses. Then we take a look at there's a article on CoinStats saying that the TVL is just growing. They're offering new trading offers. So Hyperliquid is also expanding its open interest, drawing in inflows from stable coins. The exchange does not carry spot markets and only offers derivative pairs at this time. But if you look at here, reached an all-time high in open interest of 4.3 billion. This was as of December 16th. This project has some legs. Yeah. Now, there was some FUD that happened last week, and it involved North Korea, saying that hackers were apparently on there. They're saying, and because of this FUD, about 250 million had an outflow. People took their money out. But Taylor Monahan, who is a security researcher on MetaMask, kind of blew the story and mentioned it. However, the co-founder came out and said, hey, listen, he assured all the users that all funds were accounted for and stated that there is no exploit or vulnerability in their blockchain. So that was the FUD that happened, and that caused maybe some price fluctuation. Not to mention, right now, the market's kind of weak as far as altcoins go. But right now, that's the only FUD I could find about this project. And then lastly, we want to talk about derivatives and playing with leverage. I don't do it, but this is something I saw on Look On Chain. Someone opened a 50x short on ETH on Hyperliquid and is currently down 1.2 million. The entry price was $3,400, and liquidation will occur if ETH hits 4,843.90. So yeah, you could make a lot of money if you play it right? But you hear too many stories of people playing it wrong. So the project, I think, is good. I think it's a decent project. The tokenomics, although they're not great, but the release is not going to happen until November of next year. So a lot's going to stay locked. That's perfect timing for bull cycle, especially the alts. And the where it's playing right now, this area with derivatives and playing with leverage is huge. Decentralization, low slippage, all good things, right? Separates it from the other L1. So this is a project that's pretty good. Right now, it's not even listed on the main US exchanges. I don't see it on Coinbase. I don't see it on Gemini. But I guess if you get a wallet and you exchange through one of your dexes, you probably get a hold of it. But right now, it's not listed on a major exchange. So you add a listing like this on a major exchange, the price can go crazy. Right now, trading at market cap with 8 billion, 9 billion, give or take. This thing has some room. So that's my thoughts on hype. I think I'm starting to believe the hype. I like it. So guys, let me know what you think of this project. Please hit that like button if you like the project, if you like the video. And if you want to see more of my content, please subscribe to the channel. Talk to you later.